And here we're back again, Veronika. Episode 3. How exciting. Thank you so much for being here with me today.
And thank you so much for
How you
having me
feeling?
back. Very excited to shine the light on my stories, because I believe when you share, people listen, people believe, and people connect.
Exactly that. And I think today we're going in a very different topic this time. Last time we covered the girl behind the crown, the girl who actually moved from Lithuania and was very young with 500 pounds in a pocket, and slept pretty much in a station for a week, and everything came together, eventually a job and everything else, which is so inspiring. So you can actually watch the episode which was posted not long ago. And I think today what is very important as well to go through your own platform called Moments That Matter. So they basically, what is this about? It's about two different things, and it's two different platforms or matters that are really close to your heart. Would you like to tell us a bit more about it?
Of course. So I have created Moments That Matter on my own personal experience with premature twins, and a little bit darker side of my past life, domestic abuse awareness, because those two subjects, they're really sensitive, they're different in the sphere, but they're really important to talk about. And I believe when women refuse to give up and she starts to speak, she can save the others, and she can give the courage for the others to start speaking out as well.
I think that's very important, because sometimes you get inspired by someone else's story. Sometimes you can hear your friend saying something and wakes you up. Sometimes you maybe need a bit of strength for someone else. It could be different reason in life, but sometimes you just need to hear someone else's story, and hopefully, you don't know, you might help someone, which I think is very important. I think from my personal life and stuff, I've seen things, I help people, and it's it's needed to be addressed. And I think you just don't know who you can help, and I think I admire that. You are very brave, and you're so inspiring. There's so many things you've done. So obviously your twins, they was born earlier.
Yes, 5.5 weeks.
Yeah, which meant it's ICU units needed to be used for. So to walk us through, also it was a bit difficult time at
yes,
the moment.
Absolutely, because that is a difficult time emotionally and physically as well. We had our twins 5.5 weeks prematurely, which counts as to be on a lucky side, because some of the twins can come 10 and 12 weeks prematurely. This is a big problem, and that is such a big stress for parents and the child as well, and even all the people in ICU. So I do remember when we gave birth, what happened, we got refused a first cuddle from our twins, and only what we heard, they can't breathe. So no cuddle, such a statement like this to our brand new parents, and children were rushed to intensive care for between 2 and 3 hours. Chris and I, my husband and I, we didn't know what is happening. So obviously the human brain jumps just into a negative side of it. And we were left in unknown what is happening. So of course, tears, cuddles, why should we go through this? There is so many different things in your head. And my husband grabbed my hand and he said, Veronika, they will be fine. You will see, they will be fine. And after 3 hours, the doctors came back and they say, and now we're going to take you to show you your twins. And I was just, please tell me that they're alive. Please tell me that they're alive. And they were alive, but they needed that little support to help them breathe. So of course they needed to be placed in incubators. For me, I didn't know what its incubator is at that time. Maybe I needed to do a little bit research what is happening when you're giving birth to twins, but that it's not the thing that
it's other things to worry
about. Absolutely, that's right. So we were taken to ICU, intensive care unit, and I've seen for the first time the incubators. I don't remember now, maybe 10 or 12 of them in one room, and the sound of machines beeping and helping children to breathe. It's insane. I never seen something like this. I've seen something maybe similar in the movies, but I didn't know that it exists. So it was hard to see them because they couldn't see. They put their masks on the face and the tubes through the nose because, of course, they can't eat yet. So we needed to feed them with the syringe. And there was 2 holes into the incubator. I couldn't touch them. My husband was the first one who put the hands through the holes and just touched them. I was just emotionally exhausted. I couldn't stop crying. I couldn't stop thinking what it's next. This is an emotional roller coaster for parents and for everyone in the unit, because there is, or they're going to make it or they're not. And when I looked at my twins, I was happy that they are there because I knew that they are in a good, safe in the good hands. But when I look around, there was another little bundles smaller than our twins. And then I realized how life can be fragile. That is the point when you actually put everything aside and you start to care for the kids, for yourself, how important just to be there for them.
I think the realization how many parents probably go for that. I think you hear more and more, and a lot of times I think maybe people don't share about it because it could be things like miscarriage as well or other things. People don't talk about it. Or you realize people don't talk about it, but realization how often that happens, and same like maybe premature birth as well. I think it's quite common, and realizing that situation happens to many people. You don't know. It could be you, it could be a friend, it could be this and that. You just never know. It's one of those things in life you can't choose, and it's tough. And obviously there is loads of probably families out there who go through things, and obviously you've seen it firsthand. If you ever meet mother who maybe went through similar things, is there any advice you could give, like make them feel like give some hope or make them believe everything will be okay?
Of course, it's very easy to say everything will be okay for the parent who is fighting for their own and their child health. Although the realization that they're in good hands, at the back of your head, it's always what if, but just to stay calm, just keep your emotions in control. I know it's hard to do that at the point when the situation affects you personally, but just be there for that child. I do remember when we were in intensive care and we were moved from the incubators into just normal little beds, but they were still under the care of the staff. Some women, from the stress, they lost milk.
Okay.
Or they refuse to feed the child. There is different reasons for that. And I had lots. As a mother of twins, I had lots of milk naturally. And one nurse asked me if I will be happy to share. So I end up not only feeding my children, but the others. And I think this is such a beautiful sign that the other woman can help your baby. So you never know who can help you in that situation. So be present. Be there for your child, sing the lullabies, although they maybe don't understand yet, but they feel that connection. Be there for yourself, but also for your child.
And also, you never know, you might, help other people as
Absolutely,
well.
Absolutely, 100%, yes.
Which also you helped for so much now when giving back, which I did spoke about on last episode, £245,000 back into charity for various causes. And it's more now.
Yes, it's more. But also it started from 1,000 knitted hat for that unit.
Because you did say that. And it's absolutely such a beautiful, beautiful cause. And it's all, I think, comes from the heart, good heart, who wants to give back, and it's absolutely beautiful. I think, sometimes life gives you a lemon, what they say, make a lemonade. And then it all turns around, and also you have, 3 beautiful kids, and they now 7 or 8?
Twins 8.
8.
They speak back, so nothing wrong with them now.
This was saying today they was hiding sweets around the house after Halloween.
After the Halloween. Yeah.
Little happy bundle at home, which is so much fun. And so also that is one of the matters you support, and of course with other matters, which is more, I would say, they're both
sensitive.
different, but I think I just found it like very obviously difficult. It's sensitive, and obviously people go for that. I think maybe sometimes people don't realize how often that happens. It could be psychological abuse, it could be financial abuse, it could be physical abuse. Some of them is harder to understand if it's like a mind games and you don't understand someone's controlling you in the wrong way, because you can't put finger on it. It can be like, I don't understand, but is it that? A lot of time people just understand after the time, and obviously you went through completely different story. I don't know what you're comfortable to share.
Well, now I am not scared to share an idea, to tell my story. I've been in a difficult relationship which shattered my self-esteem and my dreams. Now I'm looking back and I said, my goodness, Veronika, you are capable of so much. You intelligent, you can move the mountains. How did you manage to get in a relationship like this? Even people like me with a strong character, they don't notice how the others can take over your life, take control over your mind, take control over your body, take control over your everything. I can't explain what happened and how I finished up in a relationship like this. Everything was fantastic, flowers, love, nights out, like a normal relationship. But I didn't realize when there was a few red flags.
Okay.
And when I realized that, it was already too late.
Okay.
So that's why, it took me 14 years to start talking about this. And it's not easy. I still remember everything, but I refuse to give up on myself. I think now I believe there is a reason for me to go through, because there is a reason for everything.
Of course.
And I believe I needed to go through that relationship to be able to share my life story with the others, to give them hope, to the other women give you hope, and the chance to understand where they stand, So I became a voice to the others that yet to speak their truth.
I think I didn't see now that you also get involved before with Women's Aid in Edinburgh. Yeah. That's where also Misjib Edinburgh last year was fundraising, going half of the money. And I know you now have you're working with some Lithuania as well, with some helplines, and there's some information there. And also same with the UK. Tell us more about that.
Yes. So for me, it's important that because of course it's a very sensitive subject, and some people, some women, they choose to keep this for themselves, but they're not healing from it. Silence, it's not a safety net. As long you start to speak, that is where the healing process starts within you. And then you become more aware what is happening, and that's how you can help the others. So yes, I helped lots in Lithuania and in Edinburgh to the units as a domestic violence, abuse and women's aids, and that part of life. But it's the most important to be honest and tell your truth, because every single abuse, what you have mentioned, it's has a similar core, so it starts from a similar paths. And I can't stress enough how important it is to share the message and to raise the awareness.
So of course, there is people out there, probably they might not know, can understand that they are in a bad relationship, or maybe they've been there for a while and maybe they stuck, they don't know where to even start, even to think about leaving. And there is probably people who already near to leave, but they may be scared. Is there any like advice or message, in situations like that you could maybe give from your own heart or experiences?
Of course. Be prepared for the hard first few steps. Later on, it will be much easier. Look at yourself in the mirror and just tell yourself that you love yourself and you forgive yourself that you are in this situation. That's right. And as soon you realize that you love yourself, you are capable to move the mountains, to do everything and anything. And it's hard because, of course, they are afraid. They are having this uncertainty what they're going to do with that person. You're going to have a fucking fabulous life. That's what you're going to have.
Because it's the most important.
Absolutely, absolutely. Choose you over anything else. Just get out there and be the best version you can be.
I think it's very important.
Absolutely.
Message
That's right. But also, on the other note, it's very important to reach for help.
Okay.
It's a crucial. Don't be scared and don't be ashamed. If we look at the statistics, okay, in UK for last year, it was 1.6 million cases of domestic violence for nearly 70 million people.
Wow.
1.6 million, it's crazy. Where in Lithuania, it was nearly 500,000 cases recorded, where we don't have even 3 million people
it's only
there.
2 million people live there, and it's basically 1 in 4.
I think it's a 2.7 just now.
So maybe people coming.
But you know what I mean? That
a big
is
number.
a crazy numbers. It's a crazy
and
numbers.
It's only the ones I reported.
Yes. And this is at age 16 plus.
Wow.
16 plus. And how many cases are not reported?
Probably
we can just guess.
Yeah. That is, I think, scary part. Is there anything you would say, maybe even red flags you would mention? You mentioned earlier something maybe people could watch.
Absolutely. That is firstly to look for change in yourself. For example, if that person loved to put lots of makeup in the past and look good, smell good, enjoy herself, and suddenly that person is much quiet, not makeup, not dressing the way how she wanted, that is a first flag, because someone is telling
from
her
outsider you can actually even notice
absolutely
things.
But for yourself, when someone is starting to say but this is your fault, you making me to be upset with you, or that is another red flag, because someone is trying to play with your psychological mental side. Yeah.
Okay, I think those ones sometimes tricky because it's emotionally twisted in a way, because you maybe sometimes can't even spot it's happening.
Yes.
Maybe you think, just relationship, just a little argument and stuff.
Or someone is as well trying to detach that person from the family members, because it's easier to control one person than the whole family.
Okay.
Because, for example, in my case, I've been detached from my mom and sister. My mom and sister, they were trying to tell me, Veronika, this is not healthy, this is not right. And I was getting upset with my family and covering someone else's actions. Mm-hmm. And that it's already wrong.
Another red flag. See, a lot of people lose themselves, or maybe they come out of a relationship where maybe they are still, broken, or even though they know it was wrong for them, And, could be, still like, feelings involved and whatever else, but you walk away because you love yourself or you want better for yourself. Is there any advice you have for people who already done it and is still maybe recovering and going through the other end? Because sometimes just because you leave doesn't mean it'll be that easy. You still maybe
of course
broken and
yes, 100%.
healing.
And it can take up to half of your life to heal, because it took me 14 years to start to speak about this. But also, if you will ask me if I'm recovered fully, no, but I'm working on it. This is a long process, but you need to start somewhere to be successful. You need to start to be a person that you want to see in the future, and when you look back, you are proud of yourself that you've done the first step. You saved yourself, and the life can be beautiful again. I never thought for a second that I'm going to get into a different relationship, that I'll fall in love, or I will have children. For me, at that point, years ago, I didn't want to have anyone. I didn't want it to have any relationship. I wanted just to be on my own, but that was not a healing. That was still afraid feelings and scared feelings inside me. And as soon I realized that I need to speak out, that is the best therapy. That is the beginning of the healing.
And I always think that right environment and right people can help you to heal.
Absolutely, that is right. You need to surround yourself with people who wish you well. Surround yourself with people who uplift you, not just cutting your wings. You need to be around places that makes you happy, that you actually waking up every single morning and you look in the sky, no matter what weather is, if that is sunny or rainy, and you will just say, you know what, I'm so happy. I'm so happy to be alive. We are here only for a short space of time. So why do we want to ruin our lives?
Yeah.
As I said, my favorite quote is, you are the author of your own life story. Make it a good one. How good your story, how you want your good story to be. Is that it's good or amazing or great or fabulous? So let's stick with fabulous.
Oh, Veronika, can I just... This is absolutely beautiful. Like, honestly, this is exactly what we needed for this beautiful episode. So much inspiration. Someone who stand up for, went through a roller coaster of life, they didn't give up, showed up stronger, better. Someone who still accepts them for who they are, and healing is a process you go through sometimes the rest of your life, but it's nothing wrong about that. We're humans, and sometimes we can't change things or choose things, but we can make it better. And I think you are one of those examples. And thank you so much for sharing your beautiful story, because it is a lot of things to cover, and a lot of people out there who hopefully will hear it and be like, I'm not alone. Because I think that's one of those big ones, things in life. You want to know, like, you're not alone and you have
Absolutely,
someone.
because it's so important that women nowadays need to support each other. They don't need to compete against each other, because they never, for example, I'm never going to be you. You're never going to be me, We're already taken. Our life is already written somewhere. So please, please, please support each other. Just look up for each other and just be that empowered through the other's actions.
And
don't give up.
Be kind. And
Yes.
be kind. You don't never know when someone goes through something. And I think it's always important to remember, maybe if you share something with someone, it might help them. And you might be a guiding light or shining light on someone's next step. So yeah, on this beautiful note, Veronika, thank you very much again for being on this podcast and sharing such a beautiful and important message. And I can't explain how much I'm grateful for you in my life as well, because I'm like, oh, this girl. And yeah, hopefully we'll see you back here again.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Thanks.
Thank you. Bye, guys.